In yesterday's video, I talked to you all about war or the possibility of war coming to our shores and the fact that we're going to be hit with the double whammy because we don't know who they're going to put in power. Today is the day that those two folks are going to crash. And I got to tell you that the way I see things, the clock is ticking fast. I mentioned yesterday that I was going to remove the tank that I have in my truck because I hold my own water, and I needed to have that space because I need to just get double on things that I need. One of the comments that I received in there was like, well, that is nice. You said that I'm here to share, but you don't want to share the things that you get. I share with you all the things that I do. I don't necessarily need to share the things that I get. This is not a prepping haul. So let's get that out of the way. A few folks said, well, it is what it is, and if it comes, we will deal with it. Don't take things lightly. Don't take it lightly. I mean, I cannot emphasize enough on the importance of being as prepared as possible before the time comes. In Cuba, and I always refer to, I'm trying to give you real live things that have happened, because a lot of folks don't understand the reality and what we think are two different things. But when you come from a place that shit, I know what happened before because I lived through it, and you see the similarities, then that is troublesome. In Cuba, when the Soviet Union collapsed, it didn't get to Cuba, that is, until later on. It didn't happen immediately. So, one of the things in the island that it was everybody can buy at any given time, there was no restriction, was bread. Bread was a savior for a lot of folks who couldn't get good food. It was cheap. It was plentiful. It was everywhere. Well, guess what? When they run out of weed, what do you think it happened? Well, now bread got restricted, and the government flat out came and say, hey, from this day on, it will be one bread per person per day, and it will be limited. You have ration books in Cuba. Once without any ration, now it was ration. You should have seen the lines of people buying bread by the sacks, taking it home. What they were doing is they were toasting the bread and put it in bags or put it in cans and seal them so they can last longer. But guess what? That bread didn't last as long as they want to. They were unprepared because even though there was a lot of things missing, they couldn't find a lot of things, bread was the exception. Bread was plentiful all over the island. And even if you didn't have a plate of rice and beans, which is very common in Cuba, at least you have bread. And at least bread with bread, just plain bread, you can eat. And it's very common in Cuba to have bread, a piece of bread, it's a little tiny piece of bread, and sugar water. Very common. So, with that removed from people's ability now to purchase, now what? You should have seen people. You should have seen them running and the masses and the lines and whatnot. It will be the same in here. A little different, but I am giving you an idea of the things that you can expect. As I said before, I see the clock ticking. People are not taking this as serious as they should. Take it serious. Everything is about to change. The Supreme Court came out the other day and said, hey, no, it's okay for government to go on to big techs, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and everything else, and said, let's restrict free speech. You can do that. You can do that. So the fact that you think that you have free speech and a First Amendment right, well, guess what? That went off the window the other day. No. You have a First Amendment right to think and to speak whatever you want inside your head. That's it. A lot of folks told me before, this ain't Cuba, Billy. It will never happen here. I wish that I can have a time machine and take you to Cuba before Castro died. So you can see with your own eyes, you cannot speak ill of Castro because you will go to jail. When you were talking in a group, if you say something against Castro, everybody will be like, shh, shh, keep it quiet. We don't want to get in trouble. It is heading this way. In fact, it is already here. And it's only going to get worse after tonight. If you don't believe me, well, just wait and see. Folks, I understand that a lot of you have gone to other countries and fight and whatnot. I understand all of that. But there's one thing that I want to remind everybody, especially those who were in the service before. I have a lot of friends who have served our country. And the one common thing that everyone had told me, in fact, I had a really close friend who was the first ones to get to those foreign countries to bring supplies. The U.S. government has endless supplies when it comes to our military. We are not in the military. Therefore, we do not have endless supplies. Therefore, that umbilical cord that you once had in the service, you no longer have now in the civilian world. Meaning that when we run out of the things that we have, we are fucked. We really are. So I know a lot of folks saying, oh, this is fear-mongering. It's not fear-mongering. I'm telling you all, it happens already. I lived through this already. By the time that it happens, whatever you have is what you have, and that's it. That is all. And if you don't have the resources, and I talked about this in other videos, if you don't have resources, you are screwed. I don't know what else to say, to tell you the truth. I'm gonna take my time and over today, tomorrow, and the rest of the weekend, I'm gonna stock up as much as I can. And if people think I'm crazy, you know what? Let it be. If I don't need it, thank goodness. But if I need it, at least I have it. Let me know what you're planning to do, because this is going to be the last video until next week. I'm just not going to do any more videos. I'm going to focus on the things that I have to do, because I see the writing on the wall and I see the clock ticking faster and faster. And I'm not going to be like those people who live everything for the very last minute and then they get caught with their pants down. I know everything is about to change for the worse, not for the better. And people are refusing to see it. Let me know what you planning to do. Let me know if you're just gonna let it ride and see what happens, or you planning to continue to prepare, or you planning to increase your preparedness. I'm planning to double on everything for the remainder of the week. That's just me. All right, guys. With that being said, I hope you have a great one. Like always, rock on, rip on, and I will see you on the next one. Bye-bye, everybody.